Listen, I think we can have our opinions, that's true. But at a certain point, I have to really just say no. Because I refuse to accept anything other than at the very least this was a good arc. I personally think amazing, but at the very least good. And I know damn well because I was there talking with Core 1. I was reading Reddit threads. I know people were generally having a fun time. And I guarantee you, if we would have aired these 12 episodes back to back, like if Go Go was a consecutive 2 core, I guarantee you this arc would have been more popular. There would have been a lot less criticism. And generally, people would have just continued having fun because the show legitimately got more discussed as this first season went on. And between the plot twists, the bombshells, and the insane structure, I love time loops. Apparently, it's not everyone's cup of tea, whatever, that's fine. But then I'll see people be like, oh, this episode had choppy animation? Bitch, what are you talking about? This episode had amazing animation. The entire abstract sequence of the spiraling staircases, the hammer swings, this shit looked good. I can't with the anime community sometimes. I really can't. But I refuse to accept that this was a bad arc. I mean, apparently people have been at least Reddit's trying to say that. I don't recall ever seeing in previous Reddit threads, but people are like, oh yeah, we all knew Chidori was going to be the Greenkeeper. No, you didn't. I literally saw no one predict that. I don't know, man. There's some sus shit going on with Go-Go, and I'm dying on the hill that not only is this an amazing second season, it's undervalued, underappreciated, and I refuse to accept the revisionary going on with how people felt about the end of season 1, because I was there and I remember a lot of excitement for the end of season 1, damn it, and I ain't being swayed to think otherwise, you bastards. I love this shit though. I got full live reactions over on my Patreon, of course. You want to support my work, see my full thoughts on all these episodes over there exclusively. So I'm going to keep trying to do this one on YouTube, but it will depend on the excitement and the enthusiasm. If all I'm getting is people bitching about how this season sucks, I'm gonna paywall it. Just gonna keep it 100%. So like, comment, all that fun stuff. Show me you want these videos, because otherwise I'm gonna go enjoy this show in peace, damn it. But I am loving it. I think it is legitimately getting better. One of the criticisms, which doesn't just feel like mindless hate watching, which a lot of it does, but one of the actual criticisms from people who may not be as much enjoying it, is that because it's no longer simply about killing the keepers, they lost as much interest, which I disagree with, but hey, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. For me, it's way more interesting because it's more than just, we don't like the evil Power Rangers. Because the situation with revealing who the Greenkeeper is, Dee is visibly pissed off, but the unfortunate thing is that Dee actually kind of liked Chidori prior to the reveal. So he's already in an interesting place where Hisui's a character who he also doesn't hate, and well, I guess she's not technically the Greenkeeper, so I don't have to kill her, but at the same time I might have to, depending if she learns things. It's an interesting situation because you have Red Keeper, who is literally Homelander. He shook down a child. And I'm not gonna lie, the final shot of the episode when we see Hibiki in the trash, I thought that was the kid's body. I really thought that was what was going to be implied, and to be honest, it probably still could happen. But the fact that a kid says, no, you're wrong, Red Keeper, and he's like, the fuck did you say to me? Red Keeper is goddamn Homelander, and he needs to be put down very, very fast. Characters like that need to die. Blue Keeper probably didn't have to die, but it is what it is. Green Keeper, I hope makes it, but I don't got a lot of faith there. It's really interesting because there is a lot of corruption among the Keepers, but at the same time, not all the Keepers and sides are necessarily bad. It's almost like if you kill the Red Keeper and you restructured it, I'm generally interested if Dusters and the Keepers could find a new way to coexist in harmony. I feel like that's kind of what they're building into, and to me, much more engaging plot line than just, I hate them, I'm going to kill them. That's fun for the intro, but you gotta do a little more to keep me engaged long term, otherwise it feels a little monkey brain. So I'm liking it, but hey, like, some people have that criticism, it's a legitimate criticism, might disagree, but hey, we can discuss. The stuff that I feel like we can't discuss is just people mindlessly being like, this is slop, or this is bad, or it's just a lot of weird behavior. And it's interesting, and this is what I love about time loops, that repeating sequence of 100 times when Dee just continuously was like breaking the rules because he was trying to catch that one thing. I wasn't sure what it was. I was like, man, I don't see what he's seeing. Turns out the brother was in fact the snake, and then obviously it builds into it, and he's like, you know what, I'm done having this, I'm just gonna kill you guys. And that whole sequence, like the hammer, like Greenkeeper is just Tinkaton from Pokemon slapping fools around. I love how they literally acknowledge this makes no sense. So you're telling me a man with no plan and just pure brute force smashed through reality? That has no logic. You bet your ass it has no logic. That's the power of monkey brain swinging hammer. Ooga booga. It's fantastic. I don't know what D's gonna do. Because D wanted to be put in Red's group, because then he could kill Red. And now he's in Green's group, and he doesn't really hate Green. Like, he was almost drew his sword, but at the same time, like, he wouldn't have won. He would have died there. In my humble opinion, Green might be the strongest of the Rangers. Now, Red is the craziest. Red is strong, but I almost feel like the only reason Red hasn't been, like, killed by the others is because they fear his leadership. But if they all ganged up, they would absolutely kill Red. But I don't know, like, Blue, I feel like, was weaker than Red. But I feel like with what we just saw with Green, I honestly believe Green might be physically stronger and more capable. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is a situation where Red is always the strongest, but it just gives me the vibe Green is stronger, you know? But what a great episode. What a great arc. The time looping stuff, and I think the best of all is what I've been talking about in this arc, is how you don't really feel like the good guys by the end here, which is what I thought was going to happen. Because all the people seemingly in this illusion wanted to be there. It's not like they joined up and were like against their will. The fact that we tear down their reality, these people have nowhere to go. They don't have homes and families and schools and jobs to go back to. And the one dude got arrested. At the end of the day, we really are the baddies there. And while yes, it was a monster, I also don't get the impression the monster was bringing people ever against their will. And I'm honestly firmly believing, had we left it alone, nothing negative would have happened there. I truly believe that. And I love how they even acknowledge, I think it was Hisui who says it, where it's like, you know, this was mostly for our revenge. It's not like we did something good here. It's like we wanted to do. And it's like, that isn't peak storytelling. I don't know what is. I'm loving Red Ranger Homelander and the bullshit that's going on here. I get we all have our opinions, but I gotta be honest, some of the opinions are fucking dumb if you ask me, but your thoughts, let me know what you're thinking. Are you enjoying this season like myself? Do let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell. And like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on my Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. All right, so today we got Torvak, Joseph Shirley, Andrew Lau, Soken the Lurker, Abraham McGeechee, Top Cell, Jean-Philippe, C, and we also have Dennis Jansen. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.